Guys, how are you doing? Welcome to a brand new video. Now, welcome to my kitchen. I'm actually going to go to my new job, that's right, new job, and go film a load of stuff for you today. But before, I want to do a review on my tournament at Weybrook yesterday, which was Sunday, today's Monday, and give you the ins and outs of the tournament. So, mental stuff in terms of me, I am actually going to get mental coaching soon. I've been speaking to this lady, Alison. We're going to start something in October. I haven't actually messaged her that, but I will do. Start something in October, and it's something that I feel like I really lack. I feel like I've got better purely by playing more tournaments. I feel like I'm less nervous and my experience got better. But in terms of visualization, training myself professionally and all that kind of stuff, I think you'll see in this round how I lack compared to the others. I think maybe the others might have it more naturally, or they've worked on it a lot harder, but for me this was poor in the later part of the round. 13 holes of okay golf under the conditions, 5 holes of 28 handicapper. We're going to get into the round. I'm going to show you the front nine and the back nine, the pros, the cons, what went well, what didn't go well, and yeah, give you an idea of how the day went and how I shot 14 over par. Okay, so Weybrook Park, if you haven't already seen my practice vlog, go and check that out right now, give you some idea of where I was playing. And yeah, I'm going to go basically through what happened on the day. So, tee off was at 11:15, I actually had to open the shop in the morning, so opened the shop, hit some balls at about 9:30 and then drove to Weybrook. It's only down the road for me, so it's pretty simple. In terms of before the tournament, I was probably the most comfortable I've been. I've had lessons with Woodsy recently, swing feels good, I'm hitting a fade at the moment, which I've never done before, but I feel quite confident in it, and quite confident in my yardages and short game, and everything seems relatively tight, for whatever reason. Anyway, so first hole, I'll put down here basically my scorecard. Now, I was disappointed in myself more than anything else in this tournament, because I thought I'd got past this. I thought I'd given up being emotional when playing golf, but obviously this was not the case in the day. So Weybrook Park, Sunday, which was yesterday, it was blowing a gale. Like, it was so windy, and Weybrook is a very open golf course as it is. So you had to be quite imaginative, you had to flight the ball better. Now, I kept my swing as it was. Obviously I've new swing, kept the fade, but the ball does go quite high, and it just didn't necessarily do me any favours, especially with the wedge play, and you'll see why. So anyway, front nine, basically, best start I've ever had. Had the tournament official, Roger. He does great work with the Hampshire. He was standing there obviously watching me take my first tee shot, and I think Simon 4 months ago probably would have felt a bit more pressure and not focused on the target, but actually first hole it was 175 yards to the flag, downwind. I've hit 9 iron, which obviously shows how strong the wind is, and put it to about 10 foot, 12 foot, didn't hold the putt. Now the greens, they were rolling pretty good, to be fair. They've done a lot of changes at Weybrook Park, but they were a lot slower than what I've been used to in a lot more tournaments. And that definitely showed in terms of pace control on lag putts, as well as obviously the wind being a contributing factor. Now obviously the greens being rapid probably wouldn't have been playable yesterday, so it's just as well the greens weren't as quick as normal. But I found it really difficult to putt that day, really difficult, and I'll explain later. Anyway, let's get into it, enough talking. So hole 1, made a solid par. Number 2, quite a strong ridge. You actually see in my practice vlog, which is number 11. Quite a long hole, but again downwind, so it's pretty playing pretty short. So I hit 3 iron, 8 iron at the green, got up and down, good par, and yeah, at the start I was feeling comfortable. Swing, everything, pre-shot routine was going really well, and I was quite happy in the way I was hitting it. I could visualise a lot of my shots, which I don't think I've been able to do most of the year, but having a set like ball flight in mind, i.e. left to right, just down the left hand side, bring it back into the flag, really helped. But yeah, it was going well. Par 3, again, this one was about 180 to the flag. Wind was cross, right to left, so I cut in a 6 iron, and yeah, put that to about 8 foot and left that one short. So again, that's just something that I need to adjust to the green speeds, because obviously tournament greens are obviously key. Got to be holding putts, and again, I should have been 1 under really through 3. So number 13, again, short par 4. I've actually hit it in the trap. On 13, left shore of the green, got up and down. I found a lot more of my par putts, especially when I had 8 foot, 10 foot, I was threatening the hole more, when they were closer, I was almost like tapping them because I didn't want to leave myself 3 foot coming back, mainly because the greens were that bit slower. It felt like you had to hit them, whereas most of the year, obviously, if I line my ball up and just hit the ball, it will get to the hole and it's on a good straight. So I felt like I was a bit more cautious with my putting, but I made a few good par putts. So again, par there. Par 5 is about 480, 490. I hit 2 4-irons green side, obviously downwind, and didn't get up and down for the birdie, which is a bit of a shame. Now, par 3. Now, now I look back on my round, I actually can see where a lot of my mistakes were being made, and it was my wedge play in the windy conditions. I haven't got a consistent pitching wedge or 9-iron half swing that can fly a ball 110, 120 yards under the wind, and it really showed, especially going forward. So hole 3, short par 3, straight into the teeth of the wind. It's only 128 to the flag, but the flag's at the back and it's got out of bounds all at the back as well. So if it went 140 yards, then all of a sudden you're over, you're reloading. I went way too cautious. I've hit gap wedge, which does 125, something like that, with no wind. So it's straight into the wind. Obviously it's never getting there, but in my head I couldn't take the pitching wedge. I felt like if I pured it, or I don't know, anything like that, it could have gone out of bounds. So I've hit the gap wedge, it came short of the green, no big dramas, chipped it up to the flag, wasn't the best chip in the world, and I had about 10 foot going uphill. Gave it confident, missed it, lipped out, and then I had 2.5 foot coming back, and I've just doggled it. Like, I haven't even given it a decent roll, and I've missed that one coming back. So now I've walked off with a double on one of the smallest holes on the golf course. Now, put that in the back of my head, got on with the rest of my round, and I think there was only so many times this happened to me throughout the round that I could put it back and just reset myself. So then, next hole, par 4, it's about 350, 360, but again, straight into the wind. I've hit 4-iron off the tee to keep it nice and low, which is actually a good position. And then I had about 125 to the flag, hit 9-iron, but I've hit this cutty 9-iron, wind's taken it massively offline to the right of the green. And again, I just didn't feel in control, especially when I was out in the elements, didn't feel in control at all with the wind as strong as it was. Chipping still felt quite good. I gave myself some decent chances, but again, the putting I found difficult when I was trying to judge the slope of the green, the speed of the green, as well as the wind. I tried to think, what would the wind be doing? Will it be helping it? Will it be hurting it? And I think I wasn't consistent, or I wasn't confident in my lines, so I just didn't hit any good putts really. Next hole was downwind. I've hit 3-iron, pitched onto the green, lined up my putter, and actually probably one of the best putts I've hit, in terms of I lined it up and the ball was going end over end, and it just caught the right edge and dropped for 3. So I'm thinking 2 over through 8 holes in the conditions. I was thinking not too bad. I've got par 5 next, which could be a good birdie chance. So I've got the big dog out. This first time I got driver out the whole round. Hit my low cutting driver straight down the right hand side, which was perfect because it left me a shot into the green. I had about 225 to the green, slightly in the rough, so I thought 3-iron would be good. Awful 3-iron, so toey. I think I tried to keep my hands so far ahead of the ball at impact to try and keep it low. Really toe, and I was so lucky that it didn't go into worse stuff than it was, but I was about 60 yards from the flag, bunker was in the front protecting it. I had this tree in my backswing and basically just like hacked it out onto the right hand side of the green. No big dramas, it was the 3-iron that cost me the shot. 2 putt, take your par. Probably hit the worst judged putt of the whole day there. I was above the hole. I thought it was going to break tons of left to right. I thought I gave it like 4 foot break, something like that, and it's just dead straight. And it went straight down the hill, and I've left myself now a 12 foot putt for the par putt. Obviously didn't make that bogey. So in terms of the putting alone, I mean, if I just 2 putted, like if I got rid of those 2-3 putts, I'd be 1 over through 9 holes. And looking at the rest of the field, 2 under won it for the day. Tied 11th was 5 over. So 1 over through 9 holes, I think that would have been actually a pretty decent mark to go off in the conditions. But again, I was just letting myself down with the putting, even though my putting I feel like has been really good recently. I think it's green reading. Green reading killed me. Anyway, back 9. This was the more open 9. It's the new 9. A lot less trees, out in the elements. And this is when the clouds started coming in, rain started coming in, and the wind was like strong. Anyway, let's get into it. So number 1, par 5, which you see in my practice vlog. I've hit cutty, a driver down there, didn't cut enough though off the wind, and left myself like an 8-iron layup, which I did, which is great, and left myself 90 yards to the flag. Now, 90 yards to the flag normally is a sand wedge, like 9 o'clock swing, 3/4 swing with a sand wedge. Now, I should have taken a gap wedge and done the same thing, but when you're not confident in that, I haven't practiced that shot enough. This is what I'm trying to get at. Wedge play just needs to be practiced a lot more in terms of flighting the ball lower. I've done a practice vlog on it. I haven't kept up with it. It showed badly in this round. So I flighted this wedge at the flag. The wind's taken it because it's gone way too high. It's gone in the bunker, and then I made a really good up and down from the bunker save. Left me just below the flag, and again hit a good putt for par. So again, I'm feeling like everything's going all right. I feel if I can keep on this grind, I'll be okay. But then we got to the par 3. Wind's down the right hand side, helping. It's about 180 to the flag. I'm trying to cut an 8-iron into the flag, but it stayed down the right hand side. Put myself bunker side in the trap. Now, the bunker didn't have that much sand in, and I probably should have made better use of, like, in terms of grinding my feet into the sand a bit better, and testing how much, because actually once I've hit the ball, I probably could have just chipped it out. There was so little sand behind it. But anyway, I've thrown it out the back of the green and then didn't get up and down from there either. So 2 par 3s, I've walked away with 4 shots, and that's like, well, it's most of my shots of the whole day on the par 3s alone. You could argue that if I'd been hitting the greens, I wouldn't have these issues. But at the same time, I think the up and down side of it, these should be bogeys at worst. They weren't the easiest holes to judge, but bogeys at worst. And again, time after time, we keep seeing doubles on my card, which you just can't get back from, not in these kind of tournaments. Anyway, again, recovered, gone to the next hole. It's 450 downwind. I've hit this driver about 350 yards, 360. I only had like 80 yards to the flag. And downwind chip shots weren't an issue. It was basically, I'm just hitting like 60 yard. I was thinking, right, okay, 80 yards to the flag, pitch it at 60 yard, or use your 60 yard pitch shot, which I did. And again, they were pretty good. So into wind pitch shots in terms of 60, 70 yards, where actually I can keep them quite low because my chipping is quite low. I found it easier. Into wind, when you had to fly it, not so good. Anyway, gone to the 4th hole, straight into the wind, hit driver, because it's only like 280, 290, pulled it a bit, left myself greenside in the bunker, didn't get up and down, put it like fairway bunker. I was 80 yards from the flag, put it short of the green, go up and down from there, par. This is where it starts to unravel, and this is why I was disappointed in myself, and made the whole day a lot worse. So hole number 5, I've gone basically 8-iron off the tee, which went about 210, something like that. And then I've had 120, something left to the flag, hit an okay wedge shot. Okay, i.e. the wind helped me not go in the water, and I found the green. I've then hit a pretty alright lag putt to 3 foot above the hole, and then hit this awful putt. It was going at the hole. Wind maybe blew it, but it should have been firm enough at the start for the wind not even to touch it, and I've missed it. That annoyed me, and that was probably the first time the whole day that I had been annoyed. I felt like I'd gone through like 13 holes of grinding it out, using my imagination, trying to put a score together, and I've just thrown away a shot just there. That annoyed me. That was the first tick. But again, I'm thinking, right, let's go on to the next hole. 4 holes left, let's see what we can do. Par 5, hit a scabby 3-iron down there, hit an 8-iron into the middle of the fairway, and left myself 1-2-4 to the flag, which is above hill. And in my practice vlog, I actually hit a pretty decent wedge shot in there. Now the wind was heavy off the right, like severely off the right at this point. 1-2-4, I was thinking, do I take a 9 or do I take a wedge? I thought I could flight a wedge better. No, I thought I could commit to a wedge better, that is. And I've hit this poor wedge shot. It's blown straight up into the air. The wind's taken it 60 yards to the left-hand side, and it's come backwards into one of the greenside bunkers. So I was then stuck up against the back of the lip of the bunker, and no lie, no, because it's just coming backwards, it's awful. Hacked out across the side of the green, hit a poor chip, hit a poor putt, double. Now I was annoyed, and I hadn't been annoyed for quite a while. I felt like I'd let everything down. I wasn't thinking straight. I stormed off to the next tee, and before even thinking, I've got wedge out, which is 1 club more than I did in practice rounds because the wind was off the left, and I've hit this cutty wedge in a left to right wind, which is the most stupid thing you possibly could do, and obviously it's just taking it massively right, straight in the water. Again, another double bogey. And yeah, at this point I'd just given up, and that's the bit that's really annoyed me after I'm reflecting on this round, is that I'd given up at that par 3. I was like, just get me inside. It's wet, it's cold, it's windy. I was then, I don't know what, 10 over, I think, yeah, 10 over, and I was just like, and that didn't reflect my day, and it's 3 poor shots that's cost me the scores. Difficult par 8, it was just 420 straight into the wind. It was driver 4 iron, didn't get up and down, and then hole 9 was just abysmal. Like, you can see, I can look back on myself now, it was embarrassing. I shouldn't have done that to my playing partners, and I'm kind of annoyed / disgusted in the way I performed, because I thought I'd got past that. I thought mentally I'd got past that kind of side of it, and I should have been a lot more professional about it. So if you look at the 14 holes or 13 holes that I did play, there was a few doubles in there that shouldn't have been, but I think that reflects the kind of golf, or where my golf is at the moment. Yes, it was difficult conditions. Yes, most of the field did struggle as well, but I should have been 6 over for the day, not 14 over. That's just the way it is, but I wanted to reflect on this round. I wanted to show you guys what went on, what happened, and looking now, I need to obviously work on flighting wedges better. I think a lot of that could have been solved if I had a 120, 130 punch, 8 iron into the wind, punch 9 iron into the wind, punch 7 iron into the wind, and a lot of that could have been done with. We wouldn't even have had to worry about it, and I could have probably been 4 over, 3 over maybe for the day. But yeah, putting, green reading, flighting wedges needs to be worked on. Rest of the game's better. Obviously not great, but better. So yeah, guys, that is it basically. That's my round. I wanted to give you guys an insight into how it went. Obviously, I'm not exactly happy, but there's stuff that I can learn from it, and obviously stuff that I can learn going forward, to obviously make myself a better player. Guys, thank you ever so much for watching the video. Give this video a thumbs up, and as always, please subscribe, and I will catch you guys later.